Okay, welcome everyone. This is Erik Malkavian, and I'm doing a little experiment with ChatGPT, the OpenAI project, to play some Dungeons and Dragons with it. I want to have it as our DM, and I saw this video by Green and Garb. They made GPT their AI Dungeon Master, so I'm going to follow their question and see if we get the same responses and if we can have our own little adventure with GPT. So let's get started. As you can see here, he says, "Are you familiar with Dungeons and Dragons?" So let me ask GPT that. Are you familiar with Dungeons and Dragons? Yes, I'm familiar with Dungeons and Dragons. It's a fantasy role-playing game that was first published in the 1970s. Players take on the role of characters in a fantasy world, and through the use of dice rolls and set of rules, they work together to complete quests and defeat monsters. Okay. This game is usually led by a game master GM who controls non-player characters, the world in which the game takes place. The game has a dedicated and passionate fan base, has been enjoyed by people of all ages for decades. D&D has 5 editions that have been released to date and currently is in the 5th edition. Okay, would you like me to look more information on the subject? Okay, so his next question was, can you be the dungeon master and play a game with me? Okay,
GPT, i.e., we'll call him Ben from here on out, has to say.
so all right, so he gave a kind of wonky answer, so that's not what we want to ask it. I'm gonna mute this volume. Okay, generate a. Okay. Okay. All right, so let's go back a little bit. We will ask that question. Can you be the game master and play a game with me? Okay, so we'll ask that question. Since it understands what a game master is. Can you be the game master? However, as an AI, I am not able to physically roll dice or move pieces on the game board, but I can help you generate characters, NPCs, provide guidance on the rules, mechanics of the game, as well as help you with the story and world building. You can use any rule set that you prefer. Use any virtual or physical dice to roll. As the first step, I suggest that you create a character for yourself. You can either create a character from scratch using the rules edition chosen, or use one of the pre-made characters that are available online. If you need to do a game, you can start with the basic rules, and then as you become familiar with the game, you can add more options and rules. Once you have your character, you can start thinking about the world, the story that you would like to create. You can take it from there. I will do my best to help you have fun, immersive experience as possible while playing. Let me know if you have any questions or anything specific you need me to help with. Okay. So, so he basically gave him the same answer. So when he asked, okay, um, okay, generate a character sheet for me. Okay, generate a character sheet for me. Generate a character. Okay. So generate a character sheet for me in fifth edition as a human warlock level 1. Sure, here's an example. Okay. 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 All right. All right. So let's go back. I guess that was too much information. I want to play human warlock. Okay. Simple character sheet based. As you level up, your character will be able to increase. Let's see. Okay. As a warlock, you have access to a unique set of abilities and spells known as eldritch invocations and warlock spells, as well as a special bond with other worldly beings known as a patron. The human race grants you an extra feat at first level, so grants you an extra versatility to your character choices. The extra skilled proficiency will also help depending on the background you pick. In terms of background, you have a lot of options to choose from. Each background will grant you a set of proficiencies, features that help you roleplay your character more effectively. Some of the backgrounds that may fit well with human warlock include charlatan, criminal, depending on the concept you have of your character. As a warlock, you pick the fiend as your otherworldly patron. This will grant you access to powerful spells, invocations that will help you in combat and out of it. Fiend patrons often seek to corrupt and twist the hearts of mortals in exchange for the warlock's loyalty and service. They grant them access to dark and dangerous powers. Also, remember that you'll be needing a spell book. Might want to pick a spell or two that you want to learn. Okay, so okay, so um, so that's the answer. Okay. Okay, it didn't quite give me. Okay, I want you to fill in the sheet for me and remember the detail. Okay. I want you to fill in the character sheet for me and completely and mem, remember it and remember the details. Okay. Okay, so let's see what we did. Okay, John Smith. So that's my name. I have a charlatan background, chaotic neutral, strength of 10, dexterity of 14, constitution of 12, intelligence of 11, wisdom of 8, not very wise, and very charismatic. My skills are deception, sleight of hand, and persuasion. Armor class of 13, hit points of 8. Uh, Special abilities, otherworldly patron, the fiend. Pact magic. The warlock gains access to eldritch invocations and can cast warlock spells. Eldritch Invocation, Mask of Many Faces. Can cast disguise self at will without using a spell slot. Devil's Sight can see in darkness and magical darkness. Spells, cantrips at will, Eldritch Blast and Minor Illusion. Level 1. 2 slots, Burning Hands and Command. Okay. Equipment, leather armor, light crossbow, 20 bolts. Component powers, Thieves' Tools, Spellbook. A sign pack with your otherworldly patron locked in a person reliquary. As you can see, this character sheet has more information filled in. I've chosen a charlatan background, which gains proficiency in the deception and sleight of hand ability. False identity, which allows you to create a false identity you can use to blend in with the crowd. Very useful. Very clever. So I can wear a disguise, basically. Or create. Okay. I have also chosen 2 Eldritch Invocations. Mask of Many Faces and Devil's Sight, which are both fitted for a warlock who needs to blend in with the crowd, can see darkness and magical darkness. Additionally, I have added some spells that are appropriate for a warlock who's made to pack with a fiend patron. Burning Hands and Command are spells that deal fire and psychic damage respectively, which are both fitting for a fiend patron. You can also add, change, remove any aspect of the character sheet. Starting point is yours to customize the sheet. Let me know if there's anything else I can help with. If you have any questions about the character sheet. Okay. Okay, 1 second. I want to look this up. This Mask of Many Faces. Okay, let's get back to it. So, Mask of Many Faces basically allows me to disguise myself for an hour. Okay. Okay, so he filled in the sheet. Blah, blah, blah. So that's his sheet. He was a paladin. Okay. See what is next. Oh, this right. Blah 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 blah. Okay, I'm going to be a player, and you will be my dungeon master. Okay. Okay, I'm going to be a player, and you will be my game master. That's what I'll tell. It understands game master as opposed to dungeon master. Okay, so I'm going to be a player. I want you. Okay, create an adventure for me. And I want you to create a Forgotten Realms adventure for me. Okay. You're going to give me an encounter, and in return, I will tell you what my character does. Let's see. No, don't ask that because. Okay, so he had to phrase it a bit differently because what the AI ended up doing was giving a whole bunch of scenarios and then solving it for him. So I don't want that. I want it to present. Okay, so. Let's see how he phrased it. It's important to phrase these things. Alright, come on, come on. Alright, let's go back. Come on. Okay, going to be a player as well. You're in the. Okay, you're the blah blah blah. Okay, so this is what he asked. Okay, so you're going to give me an encounter, and in return, I will tell you what. You are going to give me a first level encounter. Right. And in return, I'll tell you what my character does. In return, I will tell you what my character does. Okay? You ask for rolls, ability checks. You will ask for rolls, ability checks. You will ask for dice rolls. Um, Player responses. And speak for the NPC. Alright. Let's see what it says. Sure, I'd be happy to help you with D&D adventure in Forgotten Realms. As a level 1 encounter, I will set the scene. You and your fellow adventurers are traveling through the rolling hills of the Dale Lands, a collection of independent city-states and rural communities that lie between the Anauroch Desert and the Moon Sea. As you're traveling along a dirt road, you come across a small farming village that appears to be in distress. The village is being attacked by a group of goblins who have set fire to several of the buildings and are looting what they can. The villagers are cowering in fear and are unable to defend themselves. It's up to you and your companions to defeat the goblins and protect the village. As you approach the village, what does your character do? Once you tell me what your character does, I will provide you with more information about the situation and describe the actions of the goblins and any other NPCs that may be involved. I will ask for any dice rolls, ability checks I need for the actions just described, and will use the outcome of these rolls to determine the results of your character's decisions, actions. Please let me know if you have any questions or there's something specific you would like to do. Okay. Okay. Who are my companions and who are my companions? What are their um, character sheets? What are their classes, race, and skills? And spells. How many and who are my companions? That was a good question. As game master or creature, fellow adventurers for you to play along. Your companions are Alar, a half-elf bard. He's charismatic and outgoing with a love of music and storytelling. He's skilled with persuasion performance skills, has the spells Vicious Mockery and Healing Word prepared. Okay. I'm traveling with Mina, a human rogue. She is stealthy and agile with a knack for thievery and deception. She is skilled in stealth and sleight of hand skills, has a cantrip minor illusion prepared. Okay. Aranthus, a half orc barbarian. He's a fierce warrior with a fierce temper and a love of battle. He's skilled in athletics and intimidation skills. He can raise to increase damage and resistance in combat. Okay. As you can see, you have a well-rounded party. Alar, the bard with the spells and persuasion ability, will help you in social encounters. Mina, the rogue with her stealth and deception abilities, will help you in infiltration. And Ranthus, the barbarian with his brute strength, will help you in combat encounters. Keep in mind that these are just examples. You can always customize them as you see fit. Also remember that as they level up, they will gain new abilities, skills, spells, and class features that will make them more powerful and versatile. Please let me know if you have any questions or if there's something specific you'd like to do. We can proceed with the adventure. Okay, so let's play back the scenario. The village is being attacked by a group of goblins who have set fire. Doing what they can. Village is covering fear and what they're scared to do. Okay. All right. I have Mina, the human rogue. Let's see. How far? Okay. How far are we from the goblins? And how many goblins are there? Okay, so let's see. Oh, good lord. Okay, as you approach the village, you can see that goblins are currently looting the small farming village. The village is on fire. You can see smoke rising from, wow, from several of the buildings. The goblins are spread out through the village, making it difficult for us to get an exact count. Based on what we can see, there appears to be around 8 to 10 goblins in total. You and your companions are currently about half a mile away from the village, although you can see it clearly from the road. The smoke and flames are making it difficult to see goblins clearly, but you make out their green skin and crude weapons they're carrying. Those is the only nearest location from your current position. As you get closer, you can also hear the sound of goblin screeches and laughter mixed with the scream of the village. Seem to be having a great time looting and burning the village. Villagers are cowering, hiding in their homes or running away. Approach the decision is yours. What actions do you want to take? You can rest in the state of village or plan a strategic approach. It's all up to you. Yes, it is. Holy crap. Okay, so, so it's 8 to 10. And we are getting closer to the village. I can see 8 to 10. There's a lot of smoke. Let's see here. Charismatic, skilled. Okay. Maybe we can draw those goblins away from the village. Okay. Um, our party, um, stealthily, stealthily, sneakily, sneakily. approaches trying to approach as close as possible to a group of 4 or less goblins. Okay, as you and your companions sneak towards the village, take care to stay hidden and make as little noise as possible. You use the terrain to your advantage, using trees and bushes for cover. As you get closer, you can see that the village is even more chaotic than it appeared from a distance. The goblins are running wild, breaking down doors and setting buildings on fire. Oh, crap. You can see that there are several groups of goblins, each consisting of around 2 to 4 goblins. After observing the situation for a few moments, you spot a group of 3 goblins that are looting a small outbuilding on the edge of the village. Seems like a good opportunity to gauge the goblins, hopefully catch them off guard. You signal companions and together quietly make your way toward a group of goblins. As you get closer, you can hear the goblin screeches and laughter as they rummage through the building contact. You're about 30 feet away from the group of goblins, and you have the elements surprise on your side. What does your character do? Okay. Alright. This is what I better do. I better keep this like on a word pad so I don't keep opening this up. I don't have to keep scrolling. Okay, so this is mockery, healing word, mind. Okay, intimidation skills. He can rage. You increase the damage. Okay, all right. Okay, what do I do? What can I do? Let's see here. Can't check. Eldritch Blast. Okay, command. What does the command spell do? Oh, let's see here. Alright. One second. I'm going to do a little researching. Okay, so this is the command spell. Alright, so what I'm going to do is okay. I headphones need to turn off. I cast command to grovel. Okay. Alright. Let's see here. Vicious mockery. Alright. So let's see what this does. Vicious mockery. Alright, see what this does. You unleash a string of insults at a creature you see. The target can hear you, though it need not understand. You must succeed in wisdom saving throw. Have a disadvantage. Okay, good. Alright. Alar. vicious mockery. Next goblin. Let's see here. Um, Mina, the human rogue. Okay, let's see. What does she have? Sneaks behind the sneaks in the shadows, tries to backstab the groveling goblin. Let's see here. Ranthus rages. Okay, what's his name? Ranthus. Ranthus the barbarian rages and attacks the third goblin. Okay. Okay. Cast Vicious Mockery at the next goblin. Alright, let's see what happens. This is pretty complex. You cast a command spell. It's a mental command to the nearest goblin, causing it to drop its weapon and fall to his knee, groveling at my feet. Aloy, the bard, who's nearby, uses Vicious Mockery spell, insults the next goblin with vicious words, distracting and causing it to lose focus. Mina, the human rogue, takes advantage of the chaos and sneaks behind the groveling goblin, stabs it with a short sword, and Ranthus half-orc barbarian lets out a fierce battle cry, enters a rage, charging towards the third goblin with his great axe. As goblins are taken by surprise by your sudden attack, they are disorganized. Rolling for the goblin that was affected by command, it has a wisdom saving DC of 13 with a -2 penalty due to your spell. Rolling for minus attack, the goblin that is groveling has an AC of 12. She has the advantage on her attack roll, thanks to the surprise and the goblin being distracted by your command spell. Rolling for the Ranthus attack, he has the advantage on his attack roll as the goblin is within 5 feet of him and is distracted by your spells and minus attack. Okay. Please roll all D20 checks for me and remember the outcomes. Apply and remember the outcomes for the dice rolls. Okay. starting now. Okay, doggone it. As an AI language model, I do not have access to any random number generators. So I'm not able to roll any dice for you or keep any kind of state. Okay. So it can't store that state. It doesn't have, a state machine for that. That's unfortunate. You have to roll the dice ourselves or use a virtual dice roll. Either way, let me know your outcome. I will give you the results of the attack. All right, let's see here. What did he have us do? Okay, I'll be right back. I gotta find a virtual dice roller. Okay, so we are back. So got a virtual dice roller. So our first check is to roll against the goblin against my command spell. Has a wisdom saving throw of 13. With the penalty of -2. Okay. So let's roll that. Oh, I rolled a 15. Okay. Alright, so I rolled okay. Okay, so the command spell roll is 13. Okay, attack roll. Alright. Okay, so he's groveling. So see advanced turn. Thanks. She has the advantage her attack roll. Okay. Don't know. Okay, so let's click that. Oh, she rolled an 18. Good. Let's see. Mina 18. With an 18, Mina's attack is successful. She lands a sneak attack on the goblin, dealing extra damage thanks to her rogue's ability. The goblin takes significant damage, is likely close to death. Next is Taranta's turn attack. Please let me know his attack roll. Okay. Advantage of his attack roll as goblins within 5 feet of him, distracted by your spells, and minus attack. Okay. I'm getting pretty lucky on this. Really? Wow. A 19? Ranthus rolled a 19. With a roll of 19, Ranthus lands a powerful blow on the goblin. His great axe sinking deep in his flesh. The goblin howls in pain, falls to the ground, unconscious. With two of the goblins quickly taking off action, the remaining goblin panics and runs away. The rest of the goblins in the village start to take notice of the commotion. Will probably investigate soon. This is a chance to act. You can pursue the remaining goblin, search the looted house, building, tend to the wounded villagers, or do any other action you and your party have in mind. Please let me know what your party decide. Um. Wow. Okay, so here's what I'm going to try to do. Um. I use command spell on goblin running away. To freeze. Is that possible? Well, we'll ask that. What happens? Let's see here. Let's roll a dice. Dice roll is 14. D20 roll is 14. Okay, with a roll of 14, command spell on the running goblin was successful. The goblin stops in his tracks, unable to move from fear. With the goblin frozen, you and your party can decide what to do with it. You can decide to question it, try to find out where it came from, or you can simply end its life. You can also decide to take it as prisoner or let it go. The village is in shambles. You can decide to help the villagers by extinguishing the fires, searching for other survivors, helping them. Also, you can look for valuable loot among destroyed buildings. Not yet. Okay, so we got this goblin frozen. Um, I take rope and tie the the frozen goblin hands and feet. I have Mina the rogue sneak out of the building and look for the next uh, group of 4 less goblins. I have, let's see here. I have Alard the Bard um, tried to calm the villagers in the building. Uranthus um, sneaks out with Mina to the door and keeps watch over her as she sneaks a short distance. Okay, let's see what happens. Tap the frozen god's skill to make sure that it won't be able to escape, cause them further harm. Mind the rogue leaves the building and scout for other groups of goblins nearby. She uses her stealth and perception skill to move quietly and keep an eye out for any other threats. Ayla the Bard stays behind and tries to calm the villagers. He uses criminal persuasion skills. He uses charisma and persuasion skills to help them understand that they are safe, that you and your companions are here to protect them. Ranthus the barbarian follows Mina and keeps watch over her as she sneaks out. He uses his own stealth and perception skill to help her stay unnoticed and to keep a lookout for any other dangers that might be lurking nearby. As Mina searches the area, she finds another group of goblins looting a small shop. His group is also made up of 3 goblins. Mina signals to me, and together with Ranthus, we start to move closer to the next group of goblins, preparing for another surprise attack. Please let me know what your party decides to do next. I motion Alar, the bard, to follow me, sneaking to where Mina and Uranthus are hiding and observing 3 goblins. How far are we from them? And can they see us? How far are we from them? Can you motion for Alar to join you and the other 2 companions? He leaves the building, starts to sneak toward the location where Mina and Ranthus are hiding and observing the 3 goblins. You and Alar are about 50 feet away from the groups of goblins. There's some cover in the form of bushes and crates, which should make it easier for us and Alar to stay hidden as you move closer. It's difficult to say for certain whether goblins can see or not, as it will depend on your perception skills, whether they are currently paying attention. In case they have not noticed our presence, allowing you and your companion to gain the advantage of surprise. Okay. Let's see. What weapon is Alar carrying? Obviously, he's not. What weapon is Alar carrying? Okay, it's the game master. I had not previously specified what weapons Alar is carrying, but I would expect a bard to carry musical instruments such as lute or harp or flute, as well as a weapon for self-defense. Bards, not typically known for their fighting abilities, will rely more on spells and skills that don't involve weapons, but it is not uncommon for them to carry a weapon, usually a light one such as a rapier, a short sword, or a dagger for self-defense. Alar is proficient with simple weapons and has a high charisma that can make him effective in social counters spells like Vicious Mockery. Okay. Okay. Alar carries a rapier and a crossbow with a quiver of 20 bolts. Okay. Okay, as you say, Alar's carrying a rapier and a crossbow with a quiver of 20 bolts. Rapier is a finesse weapon which will give Alar some ability in combat, while the crossbow will provide him a ranged option. The quiver of 20 bolts gives him a good amount of ammunition to use. Now that your party has the advantage of surprise, you are closer to the next group of goblins. You can decide how to proceed with the next attack. You can also decide to divide a party and have some members attacking from different angles or focus on taking out one goblin at a time. Please let me know what your party decides to do next. What will we do next? Let's see here. Okay, so we're about our GM said we're about 50 feet away from the goblins. There's some cover in fallen bushes to make it easier. All right. Okay, so our party sneaks towards the group of 3 goblins using the bushes and crates as cover. Um, as cover. Okay. At 10 feet, I have I have Alar the Bard ready his crossbow on the farthest of the 3 goblins. I have, let's see, what do I cast? I cast, let's see, I have Eldritch Blast. I have Burning Hands and Eldritch. Eldritch Blast at the closest closet, closest of the 3 goblins. I have Urantis, the Barbarian, give a rage and attack the goblin I cast the Eldritch Blast at. Closest goblin. Mina, the rogue, will try to sneak up on the third goblin for a backstab. You and your companions move closer to the group of goblins, using bushes and crates as cover to conceal your approach. Alar readies his crossbow and takes aim at the farthest goblin. I cast an Eldritch Blast at the closest goblin, causing blasts of magical energy to erupt from my outstretched hand. Ranthus the Barbarian enters a rage and charges towards the closest goblin, wielding his great axe. Mina the rogue sneaks around to get behind the third goblin, prepared to backstab it. The goblins hear Ranthus' battle cry and the blast of energy, but they're not quick enough to react to the sudden attack. Rolling for Alar's attack, he has a +5 to hit, and the goblin has an AC of 13. Okay. Rolling for Mina's attack, she has advantage on her attack roll, and goblin has an AC of 12. Please roll a d20. and let me know. Okay? So let's roll Alar's plus 5. 18. Alar rolls an 18. With a roll of 18, Alar's attack is successful. Both of his crossbows strikes the farthest garden, dealing significant damage. Eldritch Blast also hits the nearest goblin, dealing damage, and Mina's attack is successful. The goblins are caught by surprise, but they are not defeated yet. The farthest goblin is badly wounded and tries to escape, while the other two fight back. The nearest goblin swings wildly at Aranthus with his crude weapon, while the third goblin tries to stab Mina with his dagger. Rolling for the goblin's attack, they have a plus 4 to hit. Oh no! And Aranthus and Minas have AC of 15, 16 respectively. Please roll the d20. Let me know the result of each roll, and I will inform you of the outcome of the goblin's attack. What should be the next step of the encounter? Okay. So Aranthus and Mina. Ouch. Okay, wow. Okay, I hope they miss. 15 and a 9. Um, One goblin rolls 15 against Aranthus, and the second goblin rolls 9, rolls 13 against Mina. Goblin's attack roll is not successful. They miss Aranthus and Mina. Aranthus and Mina take no damage. With the goblins distracted by Aranthus and Mina and Alar's ranged attack, they are in a disadvantageous position. You and your party have the upper hand. You can decide to finish the goblins off or capture them for questioning. Okay, no. We gotta finish them off. Okay. Alar uses cast vicious mockery on the goblin he attacked with his crossbow. Let's see this. On his goblin. Alar casts starts to taunt going with insults derogatory language, causing it to lose focus and become more vulnerable to your attacks. Vicious Mockery is a spell that allows the target to make a wisdom saving throw with a DC of 13. Okay, if the target fails to save, he has disadvantage on attack rolls, ability checks until the end of the next turn. Okay, let's see what he rolls. Oh, that's bad. Alar rolls 6. With a roll of 6, the goblin fails his wisdom saving throw and takes a -5 penalty on attack rolls. Abilities until the end of its next turn, thanks to Alar's Vicious Mockery. This gives you and your companions an even greater advantage over the goblins. They are now at a major disadvantage, struggling against your powerful attacks and spells. You and your party can decide how to proceed and whether to continue battle or try to capture the goblins as questioned. Okay. Okay. I close. I move. Okay. I move close to the to Alar's goblin and attack with burning hands. I move to range. I move within within range of Alar's goblin and cast burning hands. Mina. Let's see here. Attacks her goblin again with her daggers. Two daggers. Aranthus attacks his goblin with his great axe. Get the rolls. I'll just do that and then I'll give the rolls. Oh, well, we'll go to this. You move to the range of the goblin. Alar is taunting. Cast burning hands, causing a cone of fire to burst from my outstretched hands and engulf the goblin. Mina quickly strikes her goblin again with her two daggers, and Ranthus attacks his goblin with his great axe. The goblins are overwhelmed by the powerful spells of attacks and they fall to the ground. Defeated. You and your companions have successfully defeated goblins and saved the village from certain destruction. The villagers are overjoyed and they come out of hiding to thank us for our help. The village is still in shambles, but with the goblins defeated, the villagers are able to start rebuilding their homes. It's up to you and your party to decide whether you want to stay, help with the rebuilding efforts, or if you want to continue our journey. Well, whoa, okay. That was nicely wrapped up by ChatGPT. Um, uh, our party is going back to question the tied up goblin. Question. Okay, first question. Who sent the goblins? Who sent them? Who sent them? Okay. All right. You and your companions return to where you tied up the goblin and you start to question it. The goblin is still frozen in fear, and your previous command cell is physically trembling. You ask the goblin who sent them, but only mumbles unintelligible responses, clearly too afraid to answer your hard questions. You may use various methods of such as persuasion, intimidation, or other kinds of non-violent ways to make the goblin talk. We have ways of making you talk. You can also decide to have some of your party members to try to talk to the goblin, such as Alar with his high charisma, to try to persuade the goblin. Mina could use her deception skill. Okay. 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 We so he's still kind of intimidating. We, he's got to run away. Okay. I have Alar try to persuade him to tell us who sent him after speaking soothing words to the goblin and untying, untying, tying his feet. Okay. Alar speaks soothing words to the goblin, trying to calm him down, put it at ease. He uses his charisma and persuasive skills to convince Goblin to trust him and tell you who sent it on this mission. He also unties the Goblin's feet, showing that it means no harm. After a few minutes of talking, the Goblin starts to open up, tells Alar that it was sent by a group of hobgoblins who are based in a nearby cave. The hobgoblins are led by a powerful hobgoblin named Gromgar, who's said to be very dangerous and not to be underestimated. Hint, hint. It seems that this information is what we were looking for. Gromgar and his hobgoblins may be behind the recent goblin raids in the area, and this information could be useful to the local authorities. It could help stop the raids. Based on this information, union parties can decide what to do next. Whether to rest and recover after the encounter, or to immediately set out and find and deal with the hobgoblin leaders in his dominion. Or his minions. No, we're not going to deal with them right now. Okay. We escort the goblin out of the city to the local in the village. We asked the local authority in the village who we should give the information to about the hobgoblins in the cave and Gromgar, their chief. Okay. Union Party escort the goblin to the local authority in the village and provide them with the information about the hobgoblins in the nearby cave and their leader, Gromgar. The local authority is grateful for the information and takes the goblin into custody. They will likely take steps to investigate the hobgoblin lair and mount a defense against any further future attacks. It's good that you have provided this information to the local authorities, as they are best equipped to deal with the hobgoblins, as they have resources and personnel that we may not. They can also take the necessary steps to ensure the safety of the village and its inhabitants. Depending on the local situation and the local authorities' resources, they may send a group of their own soldiers to deal with the threat, or they may ask for help from other nearby towns or the local lord. In some cases, they could also ask for help of the adventurers guilds. The Union Party can also decide whether to wait for the local authorities to act or to investigate the hobgoblins ourselves after we have all the information and you are successful against goblins and are well equipped. Um. Well, I don't know. Can I save this? Um, can I save this? Can I save and continue this adventure uh, for another time? Okay. All right. All right. How do I save a transcript? Thank you. All right. I will be right back after this ad been worked to finish up this video.